वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Jai Shri Krishna, Namaste. On behalf of Adhyatma Yoga Academy and Advaita Academy, a hearty welcome to all of you to Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum, the global festival of divinity in humanity, celebrating the universal teachings of Shri Krishna. Today, we have a musical concert on Krishnam Sarvam Krishnamayam, songs in praise of Krishna in various languages by Srimati Vaishnavi and her family. This will be followed by a talk on divinity in humanity based on Bhagavadgita by Sri Jayaraman Mahadevan, Director of Research, Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandira. Now we have Srimati Vaishnavi Anand, who is the great-granddaughter of Alape Sri K. Parthasatya Iyengar. She represents the fifth generation of performing artists in her family. She had her early lessons in Carnatic music under her grandmother, Srimati Leela Gopalan, continued under Sri A.S. Panjabakesha Iyer, and further pursued under Srimati Vijayalakshmi Nathan of Mumbai. Since 2003, she has been receiving advanced training from Vidwan Sri Alape Venkatesan in Chennai. Vaishnavi has performed in several renowned sabhas in Chennai and Mumbai during the music season and also given concerts in several prestigious venues, including the Esplanade and the Indian Heritage Centers. She also has several awards and recognition to her credit. Today, Vaishnavi will be presenting the many aspects of Krishna in various languages, proving Sarvam Krishnamayam. She will be accompanied by her husband, Anand, on the violin, her daughter, Hiranmayi, and her son, Sidhu, on the mridanga. Let's listen to the musical family.
ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕೋರಿ ಯೋ ನಾರಾಯಣೆ ರುಂಚೇನ ನೇಲು ಕೋರ ಪನ್ನಗಾಶ ಯನೋಡೌ ಶ್ರೀ ಪಾರ್ಥ ಸಾರಥಿ ರೆ ಸನಿ ಧನಿ ಸಮಧನಿ ರಿನಿ ಸಗ ಗಮ ಸರಿ ಸಮ ಗಮ ದಮ ಗನಿ ಸಾನಿ ದಮ ಗಮ ಗರಿ ಸ ದಮ ಗರಿ ನಿ ದಮ ಸಾನಿ ರಿ ಸಾನಿ ದಮ ನಿ ದಮ ಗ ದಮ ಗರಿ ಸ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕೋರಿ ಸುನಾ ಚರುನಿ ಬಾ ರಿ ಕೋರ್ವಲೆರ ಸುನಾ ಚರುನಿ ಬಾ ರಿ ಕೋರ್ವಲೆರ ಸಾನಿ ರಮ ಗಾರಿ ಸಾನಿ ದ ನಿ ಸ ಗಮದ ಧನಿ ಸುನಾ ಚರುನಿ ಬಾ ರಿ ಕೋರ್ವಲೆರ ಸಾನಿ ದಮ ಗ ದಮ ಗರಿ ಸಾನಿ ಧನಿ ಸರಿ ಸ ಗಮ ದಮ ಗನಿ ದ ಮದನಿ ಸುನಾ ಚರುನಿ ಬಾ Gamani Rama, Gamadama Gamagari Sanidani, Sadani Sari, Saga Gamadama, Gani Rama Sani Rama Dadani, Suna Charuni. Sa Nisari Nidama Garisa, Garisani Rama Dani Sani Rama Gamadama Garisani Dani Sari Nisamaga Mada. Sari samaga mada magani da gamada dani magamada magamada dani ni da magari magari gamada magamada ni sa gamagari sa ni da magari sa gamadani suna charuni ba re kor vale suna charuni ba re kor vale शरणं भव करुणामयि कुरुरीन दयालो करुणारसवरुणालय करिराज कृपालो अधुना खलु विधिना मयि सुधियासुरभरितं मधुसूदन मधुसूदन हर मामकदुरितं वरनूपुर धर सुन्दर कर शोभितवलया सुरभूसुरभयवारक धरणीधर कृपया त्वरया हर भरमीश्वर सुरवर्यमदीयम् मधुसूदन मधुसूदन हर मामकदुरितं घृणिमण्डल मणिकुण्डल फणिमण्डल शयना अणिमादिसुगुणभूषण मणिमण्डप सदना विनतासुत घनवाहन मुनिमानस भवना मधुसूदन मधुसूदन हर मामकदुरितं हरिभीकर हलिसोदर परिपूर्ण सुखाब्धे नरकान्तक नरपालक परिपालित जलदे हरिसेवक शिवनारायण तीर्थ परात्मन् मधुसूदन मधुसूदन हर मामकदुरितं मधुसूदन मधुसूदन हर मामकदुरितं After this prayer to Lord Krishna to save us all from all our miseries, especially in these times, we will now move on to a kriti of Papanasam Shivan, where we pray asking that we must never forget the Lord. Tadana na na narana narana இனியொரு கணம் முன்னை மறவே இனியொரு கணம் முன்னை மறவே யதுகுல திலகானா 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 இனியொரு கணம் முன்னை மறவே தனி பெருமைக்குள் நிலமேக சாமளனே தனி பெருமைக்குள் நிலமேக சாமளனே தனி பெருமைக்குள் நிலமேக சாமளனே தாமர சதளாக்ஷனே தனி பெருமைக்குள் நிலமேக சாமளனே தாமர சதளாக்ஷனே நானினியொரு கணம் முன்னை மறவே யதுகுல திலகானா நினியொரு கணம் முன்னை மறவே வறுமையும் பிணியும் மல்லிந்து மக்கள் மனை சம்சார பந்த முறினும் அன்றே வறுமையும் பிணியும் மல்லிந்து மக்கள் மனை சம்சார பந்த முறினும் அன்றே வறுமையும் பிணியும் மல்லிந்து மக்கள் மனை சம்சார பந்த முறினும் அன்றே மறுமையில் கொடும் நரகமுறினும் பெரினும் ஆபத்பாந்தவனே மறுமையில் கொடும் நரகமுறினும் பெரினும் ஆபத்பாந்தவனே நானினியொரு கணம் முன்னை மறவே யதுகுல திலகானா நினியொரு கணம் முன்னை மறவே சனித மகரி யதுகுல திலகா దని గరి సని దని దరి సి సని ద సని ద మద మగరి యదుకుల తిలకా దని ద మగ మదని సని ని ద మగ మదని సరి గ మగరి స సని ద మ మగరి యదుకుల మమ్మ మమ మమ గమ దని ద మగరి re ga ma ga re sa 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 ni da ni sa re ga ma ga ga re sa ni sa re ga ma da ma ga re ga ma 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 ga ma da 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 ma da ni 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 da ni sa ni da ma da ni sa ni da ma da ni sa re ga re sa ni da da ni ma ga ga re sa ni da ni ga re si re sa ni da sa ni da ma ga re sa re ga ma da ni sa re ga ma ga re sa ni da ma ma ga ga re ಯದು ಕುಲ ತಿಲಕ ನಾ I will now render a Purandaradasa Kriti, Lalisidalu Magana, in Arabhiragam. Lalisidalu Magana, ಲಾಲಿಸಿದಳು ಮಗನ ಯಶೋದೆ 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 ಲಾಲಿಸಿದಳು ಮಗನ ಹರಳೆಲೆ ಮಾಗಾಯಿ ಹರಳೆಲೆ ಮಾಗಾಯಿ ಬೆರಳೆ ಗುಂಗುರ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹರಳೆಲೆ ಮಾಗಾಯಿ ಬೆರಳೆ ಗುಂಗುರ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತರುಣನ ಮೈ ಸಿರಿ ತರುಣಿ ನೀಡುವುದ ಹೀಗೆ ತರುಣನ ಮೈ ಸಿರಿ ತರುಣಿ ನೀಡುವುದ ಹೀಗೆ ತರುಣನ ಮೈ ಸಿರಿ ತರುಣಿ ನೀಡುವುದ ಹೀಗೆ ತರುಣನ ಮೈ ಸಿರಿ ನೀಡುವುದ ಹೀಗೆ ತರುಣನ ಮೈ ಸಿರಿ ತರುಣಿ ನೀಡುವುದ ಹೀಗೆ ತರುಣನ ಮೈ ಸಿರಿ ತರುಣಿ ನೀಡುವುದ ಹೀಗೆ ತರುಣನ ಮೈ ಸಿರಿ ತರುಣಿ ನೀಡುವುದ ಹೀಗೆ ಲಾಲಿಸಿದಳು ಮಗನ ಯಶೋದೆ ಲಾಲಿಸಿದಳು ಮಗನ ಯಶೋದೆ ಲಾಲಿಸಿದಳು ಮಗನ ಬಾಲಕನೇ ಕೆನೆ ಹಾಳು ಮೋಸರ ನೀವೆ ಬಾಲಕನೇ ಕೆನೆ ಹಾಳು ಮೋಸರ ನೀವೆ ಲೀಲೆಯಿಂದಳಿ ಎನ್ನ ತೋಳ ಮೇಲ್ಮಲಗೆಂದು ಬಾಲಕನೇ ಕೆನೆ ಹಾಳು ಮೋಸರ ನೀವೆ ಲೀಲೆಯಿಂದಳಿ ಎನ್ನ ತೋಳ ಮೇಲ್ಮಲಗೆಂದು ಮುಗುಳು ನಗೆಯಿಂದ ಮುದ್ದು ದಾತಾರೆಂದು ಮುಗುಳು ನಗೆಯಿಂದ ಮುದ್ದು ದಾತಾರೆಂದು ಜಗದೊಡೆಯನ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಜಗದೊಡೆಯನ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಜಗದೊಡೆಯನ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಜಗದೊಡೆಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಜಗದುಡಯನ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ಲಾಲಿಸಿದಳು ಮಗನ ಯಶೋದೆ ಲಾಲಿಸಿದಳು ಮಗನ ಯಶೋದೆ ಲಾಲಿಸಿದಳು ಮಗನ ಯಶೋದೆ. I will now render a Kriti of Muthuswami Dikshidhar on the Mannargudi Kshetram, which is known as the Dakshina Dwaraka, the Rajagopala Swami from there. Na ra 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 na na ta na na ra na 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 ra 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 na 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 ta da ra na ha na na ra na ta da na 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 da na 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 ra na ta da na 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 राजगोपालं भजेऽहम् राजगोपालं भजेऽहम् रमालीलं राजगोपालं भजेऽहम् रमालीलं राजगोपालं भजेऽहम् रमालीलं राजगोपालं तेजोमय मोहनकरम् तेजोमय मोहनकरं तेजोमय मोहनकरं तेजोमय मोहनकरं दिव्याम्बरादिधरं तेजोमय राधिधरं गजराजपूजितपदं गुणिजननथ गोविन्दं गजराजपूजितपदं गुणिजननथ गोविन्दं राजगोपालं भजेऽहं रमालीलं राजगोपालम् नारदादिकृतभजनं नादलय युतसदनं नारदादिकृतभजनं नादलय युतसदनं हरिद्रानदीतीरं हत्यादिपापरं हरिद्रानदीतीरं हत्यादिपापहरं पारिजाततरुमूलं पङ्कजनयन विशालं गुरुगुहहितवनमालं गोपीजनमालोलं राजगोपालं भजेऽहम् पारिजाततरुमूलं पगरि सरि पारिजाततरुमूलं गपद सद पगरि पारिजाततरुमूलं दपद गपग परि पगरि पारिजाततरुमूलं गपद सरि गपगरि सद पद पगरि पारिजात तपद गपद सरि गपगरि सद पगरि सरि पारिजात गग गरि गरि सरि द सरि गप गरि सरि गप द द द सद पगरि गपद सरि गपगरि गरि सद पद सरि गपगरि सद पद सरि गरि स रि सद प गरि सद प रि सद प ग प गरि सद प द सरि सरि ग सरि ग प गरि ग प द प ग प द सरि गरि स रि सद प गरि गरि सद प रि स रि सद प ग प गरि सरि पारिजाततरुमूलं पङ्कजनयन विशालं गुरुगुहैतवनमालं गोपीजनमालोलं राजगोपालं भजेऽहं रमालीलं राजगोपालम् From the Mannargudi Kshetram, we go further down to one of the very major Krishna Kshetrams of the south, which is Guruvayur. Here is a Kriti in the Raga Vijayanagari by Lalita Dasar, which is on Guruvayurappan. Rara Muralidhara, Rara Muralidhara, Krishna Rara Muralidhara, Guru Pavana Puralaya, Krishna Rara Muralidhara, Guru Pavana Puralaya, Krishna Rara Muralidhara. Radha Adhara Madhupana Rasa Manasa, Radha Adhara Madhupana Rasa Manasa, Krishna Rara Muralidhara, Guru Pavana Puralaya, Krishna Rara. Marayuda Komala, Marayuda Komala, Sharatare Shanibhanana, Marayuda Komala, Sharatare Shanibhanana, Narayana Sridhara, Shri Lalitambika Sodara, Narayana Sridhara, Shri Lalitambika Sodara, Govardhanodharana, Nata Shivardhana Charana, Vardhanodharana, Nata Shivardhana Charana, Krishna Rara Muralidhara, Guru Pavana Puralaya, Krishna Rara, Krishna Rara Muralidhara. We will now move on to render a very popular Kriti of Annamacharya, where the Leelas of Krishna Avatara are compared to the 9 gems, the Navaratnas. Muttugare Yashoda, ಮುತ್ತುಗಾರೆ ಯಶೋದ ಮುಂಗಿಡ ಮುದ್ಯಮು ವೀಡು ದಿತ್ತರಾಣಿ ಮಹಿಮಲ ದೇವಕಿ ಸುದುಡು ಮುತ್ತುಗಾರೆ ಯಶೋದ ಮುಂಗಿಡ ಮುದ್ಯಮು ವೀಡು ದಿತ್ತರಾಣಿ ಮಹಿಮಲ ದೇವಕಿ ಸುತುಡು ಮುದ್ದುಗಾರೆ 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 ಯಶೋದ ಮುದ್ದುಗಾರೆ ಯಶೋದ ಅಂತನಿಂದ ಗೊಲ್ಲೆ ತಲ ಅರಚೇತಿ ಮಾಣಿಕ್ಯಮು ಪಂತ ಮಾಡೆ ಕಂಸುನಿ ಪಾಲಿವಜ್ರಮು ಅಂತನಿಂದ ಗೊಲ್ಲೆ ತಲ ಅರಚೇತಿ ಮಾಣಿಕ್ಯಮು పంత మాడే కంసుని పాలివజ్రము కాంతుల మూడు లోకాల గరుడ పక్ష పుంస కాంతుల మూడు లోకాల గరుడ పక్ష పుంస చెంతల మాలోలున్న చిన్ని కృష్ణుడు చెంతల మాలోలున్న చిన్ని కృష్ణుడు ముద్దుగారే యశోద ముంగిడ ముద్యము వీడు దిద్దరాణి మహిమల దేవకీ సుతుడు ముద్దుగారే యశోద రతి కేళి రుక్మిణికి రంగుము విపగడము మిథి గోవర్ధనపు గోమేధికము రతి కేళి రుక్మిణికి రంగుము విపగడము మిథి గోవర్ధనపు గోమేధికము సతమై శంఖ చక్రాల సండుల వైడూర్యము సతమై శంఖ చక్రాల సంతుల వైడూర్యము గతి అయి మమ్ము గాజే కమలాక్షుడు గతి అయి మమ్ము గాజే కమలాక్షుడు ముద్దుగారే 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 యశోద ముద్దుగారే యశోద ముంగిడ ముద్యము వీడు తిత్తరాణి మహిమల దేవకీ సుతుడు ముద్దుగారే కాళింగుని తలలపై గప్పిన పుష్యరాగము ఏలేటి శ్రీ వెంకటాద్రి ఇంద్రనీలము కాళింగుని తలలపై గప్పిన పుష్యరాగము ఏలేటి శ్రీ వెంకటాద్రి ఇంద్రనీలము పాలజల నిధిలోన బాయని దివ్యరత్నము బాలున వలెదిరిగే పద్మనాభుడు బాలుని వలెదిరిగే పద్మనాభుడు ముద్దుగారే 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 యశోద ముద్దుగారే యశోద ముంగిడ ముద్యము వీడు దిద్దరాణి మహిమల దేవకీ సుతుడు దిద్దరాణి మహిమల దేవకీ సుతుడు దిద్దరాణి మహిమల దేవకీ సుతుడు I will now render an abhang of Saint Namdev of Maharashtra. This is a true essence of Sarvam Vittalamayam, where he finds everything is Vittala. देव विठ्ठल देवपूजा विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल देव विठ्ठल देवपूजा विठ्ठल देव विठ्ठल देवपूजा विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल माता विठ्ठल पिता विठ्ठल माता विठ्ठल पिता विठ्ठल बंधु विठ्ठल गोत्र विठ्ठल बंधु विठ्ठल गोत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल गुरु विठ्ठल गुरुदेवता विठ्ठल गुरु विठ्ठल गुरुदेवता विठ्ठल निधान विठ्ठल निरंतर विठ्ठल निधान विठ्ठल निरंतर विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल नामा म्हणे माझा विठ्ठल सापडला नामा म्हणे माझा विठ्ठल सापडला म्हणून कळी काळा पाड नाही म्हणून कळी काळा पाड नाही पाड नाही तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल तीर्थ विठ्ठल क्षेत्र विठ्ठल विठ्ठला 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 I'll just be rendering 2 more short songs just to be in line with the entire theme. I think we can't miss the philosophy of Sri Andal, the Tamil saint poetess, and I'll be rendering a small Tirupavai and concluding with a song in Neelambari. ஒருத்தி மகனாய் பிறந்து ஒருத்தி மகனாய் பிறந்து ஓரிரவில் ஒருத்தி மகனாய் ஒளித்து வாழற ஒருத்தி மகனாய் பிறந்து ஓரிரவில் ஒருத்தி மகனாய் ஒளித்து வாழற ஒருத்தி மகனாய் பிறந்து தருகிலானாகி தான் தீங்கு நினைந்தார் கருத்தை பிழை பிற்று கஞ்சன் வயிற்றில் கருத்தை பிழை பிற்று கஞ்சன் வயிற்றில் நெருப்பென நின்ற நெடுமாலே நெருப்பென நின்ற நெடுமாலே கஞ்சன் வயிற்றில் நெருப்பென நின்ற நெடுமாலே உன்னை அறுத்தித்து வந்தோம் பறை தருதியாகில் அறுத்தித்து வந்தோம் பறை தருதியாகில் திருத்தக செல்வமும் சேவகமும் யாபாடி திருத்தக செல்வமும் சேவகமும் யாபாடி வருத்தமும் தீர்ந்து மகிழ்ந்தேலோரம் பாவாய் வருத்தமும் தீர்ந்து மகிழ்ந்தேலோரம் பாவாய் ஒருத்தி மகனாய் பிறந்து ஓரிரவில் ஒருத்தி மகனாய் ஒளித்து வளர ஒருத்தி மகனாய் பிறந்து I will conclude with Narayana Tirtha's Madhava Mamavadeva. Madhava Mamavadeva Krishna Madhava Mamavadeva Krishna Yadava Krishna Yadukula Krishna Madhava Mamavadeva Krishna Yadava Krishna Yadukula Krishna Madhava Mamavadeva Sadhu Janadhara Sarvabhauma Sadhu Janadhara Sarvabhauma Sajjana Manasa Pujita Vibhava Sajjana Manasa Pujita Vibhava Sajjana Manasa Pujita Vibhava Madhava Mamavadeva Krishna Yadava Krishna Yadukula Krishna Madhava Mamavadeva Ambujalochana Ambujalochana Kambushubhagriva Ambujalochana Kambushubhagriva Bimbadhara Chandrabimbanana Champeyana Sagra Lagna Sumautvika Champeyana Sagra Lagna Sumautvika Sarasa Chandra Jani Bhavadana Sarasa Chandra Jani Bhavadana Sarasa Chandra Jani Bhavadana Mamavadeva Krishna Yadava Krishna Yadukula Krishna Madhava Mamavadeva Krishna 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 Thank you very much.
Radhe Krishna. Thank you, Srimati Vaishnavi Anand and the team, Sri Anand, Siddhant, and Kiranmayi, all together had really taken all of us through a Tirtha Yatra, starting from Mannargudi, Guruvayur Kshetra, Pandharpur, and Varagur of Narayana Tirtha, and to all these places through your musical journey that you have taken us to all these Punya Kshetras, and you have taken us to Srivilliputtur, to Trivilliputtur to see Krishna playing with Andal also. Actually, we never had spoken before this evening. Me and Vaishnavi directly, we could never speak with each other. Krishnaveni ji, who is helping us in coordinating this whole event, took the initiative to contact Vaishnavi and family at Singapore, and today she made it happen. But I'm really surprised, rather overwhelmed to see as if Vaishnavi have some intuition and then she have got to know my favorite list. It's of course Krishna's favorite list, each and every song, no doubt. But for this Krishna Dasa as well, it's as if you have got to know my favorite list of songs and as if you sang it for me along with Krishna. My friend Hemamalini Prasad would agree with me. I'm sure she's also in the live. This afternoon, we both were speaking about this Pasuram of Tirupavai, Oruthi Maganai Pirandu, Oriravil, Oruthi Maganai Kulindu. And you're singing this. I was humming the Abhang Tirtha Vittala Kshetra Vittala, and you have sung it. So all those, it's like today, whatever was going on in my mind, all those songs had come forth and you have presented. If Krishna Sankalpam, as rightly you have chosen the theme, Sarvam Krishna Mayam. So your wonderful devotional rendering was also Krishna Mayam. And the entire team, family was Krishna Mayam. You were all in the Krishna Bhava with which you were singing. When I see Hiranmayi playing the Tanpura, it looks like a mini Meera, Chota Mirabai who is singing there. And Krishna himself in the form of Siddhant was playing the Mridangam. So what a divine thing that the whole family is so divinely involved. What more than that, when Krishna is there in the family, when Shri Parthasarathi, when Rajagopala, when Vittala, when Guruvayurappa, when Ranganatha is in the family, what more than that a blessing is. So we are very thankful that today you accepted our invitation and you have been also watching all the sessions. As you rightly said, we are very blessed to have you in this occasion. You are representing a great musical lineage, the third and the fourth generations, bringing forth to all of us the wonderful devotional presentations. My humble Sashtanga pranams to the entire Sangeeta Parampara that you represent and what you're taking ahead, not just with you, but the next generation in bringing them in the right way. Again, let Shri Krishna's blessings be always with you all. And next time when you visit Bharat, you are welcome to please come and sing for Krishna here at Adhyatma Yoga. And we will all be hopefully in a position to come join and listen to you once more. So with this, again, thank you so much on behalf of Adhyatma Yoga, Advaita Academy, and all of us, each one of us who are attending this session. Radhe Krishna. We now move on to the next session of today, which is from Dr. Jayaraman ji, who is quite familiar to all of us in the yoga fraternity, who is the director of research at Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram, and also a friend of all of us. In the beginning, we have had him on the first day on the inaugural session as well, where Sri Jayaraman ji had presented the beautiful shloka on Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum, and even the theme song, which every day, the Utsava which we are all hearing and enjoying the Krishna Leelas, and his Upadesha. Two aspects he wonderfully had brought, his Leela Smaranam and also his Upadesha Adhyayana Acharanam. Both what wonderfully he had brought. So we are every day in connection with Sri Jairamji. Today he is also present with all of us physically, of course, with a distance to technology, to present to us on this beautiful theme of the entire festival itself. The theme of the festival itself is divinity in humanity. He's talking to us on divinity in humanity from the Srimad Bhagavadgita, focusing on the Daiva-asura-sampad-vibhaga-yoga. Jairamji holds a PhD in Sanskritam from the University of Madras with a gold medal and first rank both in his undergraduate and postgraduate degrees. He works in the research department of Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram since 2010. His works in the field of textual aspects of yoga involves editing, translating, and disseminating inputs from traditional Sanskrita literature and yoga. Thus far, he has worked on 14 books on yoga and equal number of peer-reviewed journal articles on yoga and Sanskrita literatures. He also works towards developing immersive learning methods of yoga text. Yogasya Bhasha, a 4-part self-learning material on Sanskrita and yoga. Yoga Vaisharati, a searchable web repository on classical texts of yoga, are a few of his noteworthy contributions in the recent times. Just a week back, he had released his compilation of all his poems and songs in Sanskrita, Unnamya Drishtam. We all witnessed the launch of it by the hands of great Shatabadani or Ganesh and Acharya Ramchandra Bhattji. And through technology, we were able to also witness it live. And we are very eager to read all those. Of course, on and off, whenever he presents it all in the Facebook, we have been hearing it. And we have been hearing it sung by Matangi ji. And now I'm glad that we were able to bring 2 of his compositions into a beautiful musical retreat for all of us. One by Deepika Vardarajan, another by Manojavam and team. So with this, once again, my humble pranams to Dr. Jayaraman ji. He's always with us whenever we reach out to him for any help, for any support, any guidance. Without any second thought, he would always be with us. So in this festival also, when I thought of doing this, one of the first persons to get in touch was Dr. Jayaraman ji. And today we have with us Dr. Jayaraman to speak on divinity in humanity based on the teachings of Krishna from the Gita. Radhe Krishna.
Yontah pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptam sanjeevayathyakhila shakti dharaswadhamna anyauscha hastacharana shravanatvagadin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste, Subramaniam ji, for that generous introduction. And at the outset, I would like to thank you, Adhyatma Yoga Advaita Academy, for this month-long celebration of Shri Krishna's Jayanti, which always keeps us in touch with Satsanga, Sadvichara, Sadjnana. And so I thank you for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to share my compositions and also presenting this talk today. So I will right away commence my talk. I hope you are able to see my. You can see my screen?
Yes, Ji.
Yeah. So this is the topic, divinity in humanity, and this is also the theme of this great 1 month long satsanga. So for this occasion, I have composed one more song, one more shloka for this talk occasion today. That is Adhyatma Yoginam Devam Advaitamritapayinam Adyapi Bhakta Sampujyam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. So here this is organized in collaboration by Adhyatma Yoga and Advaita Academy. So both their names are included in this composition. And finally, the theme of this program, that is Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum, that has also been incorporated in this shloka. So the brief meaning is, I salute Sri Krishna, the teacher of the world, who is established in his self, Adhyatma Yoga, and he drinks and makes us drink or experience the nectar of non-duality, Advaitamrita, and who is worshipped even today by the devotees, that is being ever relevant. Krishna's teachings are Adhyapi, even today ever relevant, and hence, so to such Krishna I offer my salutations. So the theme of this global festival is divinity in humanity. So in this context, shall we ask a question? So we have heard, we have listened to great exposition by great scholars and beautiful outpourings by great poets, and enlivened by beautiful singing by wonderful artists from India and across the globe. So the glory of Krishna is great. So that's wonderful, adorable. We salute, we surrender to Krishna. So that we do that in as part of this Krishna Aradhana. Now can we ask a question, that can we also become divine like Krishna? So if so, what are the practical steps towards that? How do we become like Krishna? We all of us like Krishna, but how do we become like Krishna? So how do we ourselves become Krishna? What are the practical steps towards that? Now, in this context, before looking into the answer, should we again rethink whether this question is appropriate? Is it wrong to ask such a question? Krishna will always be Krishna, and we always who we are. Is it wrong? Is it blasphemous? Is it wrong to pose such a question at all? Then we see that in our Sanatana Dharma, since the Vedic times, it has always been emphasized that human beings have to rise to the level of divinity, and they have the scope, potential, possibility, and they should. The right culmination of human birth is achieving divinity. So that is the goal given to us by the great rishis. We see in the Taittiriya Brahmana, Shraddhaya Devo Devatvamashnute. The one who is endowed with Shraddha, he becomes divine. So the divinity itself is based on the quality of Shraddha, means a sincere, deep faith in a higher principle, and then living and committing oneself for that great goal that one has taken up. So faith in action, that is the Shraddha. Whoever is endowed with faith in a higher purpose in life, and he acts according to it, he is divine, he becomes divine. The Taittiriya Vedic mantra says, and then Taittiriya Upanishad says, Ye karmana devanapi yanti. So we here see that by karma, by actions, by noble actions, people become divinity. Devan apiyanti. Apam asomam amrita abhuma. In Taittiriya Samhita, again it says, we partake soma, and then we become amrita. We become immortal. We become divine. So by performance of yajna, we become amrita, immortal. So repeatedly we see that the Vedas, so these are quotations directly from the Gangotri of our Sanatana Dharma, that is the Vedas, which says that human beings, by their karma, by the yajna, by Shraddha, they become devas. And even in the Puranic lore, there is a replete references. For example, in Brahma Purana, I'm just giving one reference where we see Ishvara speaking to Parvati, where he says, Idrishaha Purusho Nityam Devi Devatvam Ashnute. Purushaha Devatvam Ashnute. They are the key words there. Purushaha means human beings. Human beings, they attain divinity by refining their conduct with a sublime conduct, with sublime virtues. Human beings become divinity. This Lord Shiva himself says, and these are many such references we can see in the Vedic and the lore of our Puranas and our Sanatana Dharma. And this we see only in Sanatana Dharma, Hindu Dharma, that human beings can raise to the level of divinity. Such a possibility is presented, and hence it seems, based on all these references in the Vedas, that the question that we initially asked, that can we become divine like Sri Krishna? Yes, of course. The Vedas put their stamp of acceptance on this. The Puranas put their stamp of acceptance on that. Of course, we can aspire to become like Sri Krishna. So then, is there, then next question will come, what makes a person divine? So what are all the inputs in that regard which will lead us to the state of divinity? Is there one source for a list or an exposition of those qualities that makes a person divine? If we have that question, Krishna knows that people in various generations, in centuries to come, they will have this question, and to that question, with a very far sight, millennial sight, so with a sight that covers, that sees through millennia, Krishna has answered or presented the list of divine qualities or qualities that make a person divine in the Bhagavad-Gita, that is in the 16th chapter, Daiva-asura-sampad-vibhaga-yoga. So it is a chapter on Daiva-asura-sampad-vibhaga. Sampad means wealth. Wealth here or refers to the qualities. So qualities that make a person divine, and those attitudes and attributes that make a person demon. So all those qualities have been enlisted and explained by Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 16. So this is where we can find as to how humanity can raise to the level of divinity. Now, before zeroing in on our specific question, what are the divine qualities, we'll just run through what the 16th chapter contains quickly. So there are about, it's a very short chapter in comparison to very big chapters in Bhagavad Gita, which has second chapter has 72 verses, and the 18th chapter again is a big chapter. So this is one of the smallest chapter, but sweetest chapter. One of the best chapters, and the first chapter in Bhagavad Gita which I fell in love with. So this is a very great chapter which I'm particularly attracted to. So this is a chapter of 24 verses, and then in first 3 verses the divine qualities, 26 qualities that help human beings lead or transcend and transform into divinity. So they are presented in the first 3 verses, which will be the focus of this talk. And then in the 4th verse, 6 qualities or demonic qualities are given. Dambho, Darpo, Bhimanascha, Krodha, Parushyameva, Ajnanam Chabhijatasya, Partha Sampadam Asurim. That's what Krishna says. So haughtiness and then arrogance. So all those list of 6 qualities are initially given by Krishna. And then 5th verse says, Krishna assures that I have in the initial 4 verses spoken of divine qualities and demonic qualities. Don't worry, O Arjuna, you are born with divine qualities. So Krishna assures that. And this is not an assurance only to Arjuna. It is for all of us who are the bhaktas of Krishna, who are the devotees of Krishna. Because Acharya Shankara Bhagavad Pada in his commentary, he says, Arjunam nimitti kritya Aha Bhagavan. So Arjuna was placed in front, and he is a representative of all the Shraddhalus, all the Bhaktas, all the devotees of Krishna. And Krishna even in Bhagavad Gita says, Name Bhaktaha Pranashyati. So it is not only an assurance to Arjuna that he is born with divine qualities. Whoever is part of this satsang, whoever is drawn towards the teachings of Krishna, whoever is listening to the teachings of Krishna, is born with innate divine qualities only. So it's only that we have to manifest those qualities following the teachings of Krishna. So this is verse 5 is a very important verse. And then Krishna, verse 6 says, I have given enough elaboration on divine qualities. I will enlist the qualities of asuras. And then verse 7 to 20, he speaks about the demonic nature. And then what are all the qualities that people with demonic tendencies, asuric tendencies or negative tendencies, so disturbing, distorting tendencies, they are born with. All that is discussed. And then this discussion he sums up in verse 21 and 22. He says the entire demonic qualities can be summarized in 3 words: Kamaha, Krodhaha, Tatha, Lobhaha, Tasmad Etatrayam Tyajet. Trividham Narakasyedam Dwaram Nashanam Atmanaha, Kamaha, Krodhaha, Tatha, Lobhaha, Tasmad Etatrayam Tyajet. There are 3 pathways to Naraka or hell or great suffering, which is indicated by the term Naraka: Kamaha, desire; Krodhaha, anger; and Lobhaha, excess greed. So these, in summary, is the demonic qualities. So these are to be avoided. These are to be overcome, O Arjuna. And then how to overcome these negative tendencies? He says, Tasmat Shastram Pramanante Karya Karya Vyavasthitau Nyatva Shastra Vidhanoktam Karma Kartum Iharahasi. So consult Shastras, consult scriptures which are written by the great insightful yogins who have experienced the truths. So the Shastras or the scriptures are not mere compositions of some armchair philosopher. Shastras are practical guides. Pravrittirva nivrittirva nityena kritakena va pumsam yenopadishyeta tat shastram iti kathyate. That is what to do, what to avoid. All those practical guidances whichever scripture gives out of deep insight. So that is the Shastra. So to avoid these negative tendencies and to nurture those divine qualities, what does Krishna advises? He advises to consult the Shastras and lead a life in the path of the Shastras. Now, so we are following the teachings of Krishna here, and we are consulting the Daiva-asura-sampad-vibhaga-yoga, 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, based on the injunctions, based on the guidance of Sri Krishna himself. And so now we will focus on the divine qualities, the 26 divine qualities that Bhagavan has at the very outset enlisted in this chapter. Now, why should we focus only on the first 3 verses, and why not on the negative qualities? So that is also Shastra. Why should we not spend our time on that in this particular session where we are discussing about divinity in humanity? For that, actually, we are spending a lot of time every day. Newspaper, social media, movies, TV series, web series, all that is there, in which we are investing a lot of time and energy and also money. So they all speak about the rest of the chapter. So it is quite naturally available in abundance, in plenty everywhere. Just we have to open our smartphone. That's all that is available. And hence, so of course, if there is any doubt, any more doubt about this, we can go to those portions, but we need to focus only in the first 3 verses, which conveys the essence of what Krishna wants us to become. So once we know these divine qualities, the qualities that make us divine, or who are all the walking divinities around us, amidst us, what are the qualities to look out for? So the study of these three verses, only three verses with 26 qualities, so that will show us divinity amidst us, and also will make us work towards that noble goal. So by this, so these three verses in essence give us the Divya Chakshu. Divyam dadami te chakshuhu. So initially in one of the verses in Bhagavad Gita, we see that Krishna grants a divine seeing capability to Arjuna to see the Vishwarupa of Bhagavan. So similarly, these three verses can be taken as the Divya Chakshus, the divine eyes that he is giving, so that with that divine eyes, that or divine seeing capability that he gives, we can turn outside. In the world outside, we can see divinity all around us. Those qualities, divine qualities, we can identify in people around us, and we can also turn the eye inwards. So the eye, the spiritual eye, can be turned inwards and then help nurture those qualities in ourselves. So that is that those beautiful concepts in the first three verses are like the divine eyes that Krishna has given. So one more purpose is that only when we get to know what are the qualities that make a person divine, so knowledge, jnanam, is the first step. In our Shastras, they say, or it has been stated, that jnanam is the first step. When jnanam arises, so when we know about certain things, then ichha, desire, comes. So whatever we have known, we want to do something about that which we have known. That is the nature of human beings, and that also sets apart us from other beings. And then kriya. So, and then we act. For example, in this very program, all of you have logged in, or whoever is watching this program, they would have just seen the announcement. So that is jnanam. And then, oh, this seems to be a good satsanga, good music about Lord Krishna, and good thoughts being shared, and so it will be a time well spent. So ichha, desire, so let me be part of it. And then what we do, we log in, or we just come to this program. So this is the approach in normal human transaction: jnanam, ichha, and kriya. So this activity which we are doing here of getting ourselves acquainted to the divine qualities, or qualities that make humanity divinity, so is the first step, jnana, which sows the seed, and then gradually the seed sprouts in the form of ichha, desire, and then we act. So, and this analysis or this description that I am presenting, I'm not fit to I don't consider myself a proper adhikari to speak on this. Very great personalities have spoken about this, but I just consider this as an opportunity to just share my swadhyaya, self-study aloud. So with that understanding, so I go on to explain. So in the first three verses, we see Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi Danam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyayas Tapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodhaha Tyagaha Shantihi Apaishunam Daya Bhuteshu Adolutvam Mardavam Hri Rachapalam Tejaha Kshama Dhritihi Shaucham Adroho Natimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim Abhijatasya Bharata. So in these three verses, 26 qualities that make a person divine, they are enlisted. And it is beautiful to note here, Krishna calls Arjuna as Bharata. So the Sambodhana, or the term with which Krishna addresses Arjuna here, is Bharata, means the one who is born in the family of the great king Bharata. We are also Bharatas. So this itself indicates that whoever is aligned to the Sanatana Dharma, in this Bharata Desha, and whoever is a Bhakta of Sanatana Dharma from any part of the world, they are all Bharatas. Whoever wants to raise to the level of divinity, they are all Bharatas. So that is indicated by Krishna in a very far-sighted manner. So he addresses Arjuna by the term Bharata and says that these are the qualities that makes a person attuned towards or work towards attaining the divinity or the nature of divinity or cultivating the nature of divinity. So these are the qualities. So now this seems to be a lot of words here. So how to make it? So how to make our way through these verses? So what are the 26 qualities? This is given in the form of a compact 3 verses. So how do we see what are the qualities? So this is the list of qualities. Abhaya, Sattva Samshuddhi, Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti, Dana, Dama, Yajna, Swadhyaya, Tapas, Arjava, Ahimsa, Satya, Akrodha, Tyaga, Shanti, Apaishuna, Bhuteshu Daya, Aloluktva, Mardava, Hri, Achapala, Tejaha, Kshama, Dhritihi, Shaucham, Adrohaha, Natimanita. So these are the 26 qualities. But still, I know to many of you are hearing, this might sound Greek and Latin. No, this is Sanskrit only. But still, it was in the form of verse. Now it has been reduced or it has been modified into the form of a list. Now we have to still work with what Krishna has given to us. We can again arrange these 26 in 11 topics. So how do we do it? So we see that among these 26 qualities, we can see the analysis or the focus of Bhagavan Krishna here. He has given 6 qualities. He has contributed or emphasized on 6 qualities among the 26 on avoiding anger, violence, and fear. So I have arranged the qualities according to the priority given by Sri Krishna. So the number of gunas that he has prescribed, the number of virtues that he has prescribed for each concept that I could identify. So according to the priority, you can see 6, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the maximum number of virtues that he has prescribed on any given concept seems to be the priority. So anyone who is desirous of cultivating divinity in himself or trying to evolve towards divinity, first thing he has to focus on avoiding anger, violence, and fear. Then comes control of senses and the mind. 4 qualities are mentioned in connection to that. And then good conduct, ethical and good moral conduct. For that, again, Krishna prescribes 4 virtues. And then care for the society, care for others around us, care for fellow beings. For that, Krishna prescribes 3 among the 26. And then cleansing, purification, 2 qualities. And a couple of very important, crucial attitudes that are to be nurtured in the mind, 2 qualities. And then disciplining oneself, learning, that is swadhyaya, and then brilliance and excellence in life, and then renunciation and spirituality in practice. So so here we see the list arranged in terms of the number of qualities given for each of the concept. It doesn't mean that one is inferior and one is superior. The thing is, when we want to work towards it, where to start from? So the first, so it can be seen when I worked on these concepts, so it naturally emerged that I should see where the priority towards of Krishna is there. And then it also seems that, so this is the path that has to be followed, and finally it should culminate in spirituality in practice, which finally, which is the final stroke, which will help us transcend. So in this way, all of these are of great and equal importance, and This is a practical, gradual way to work towards to the noble divine goal. So we can quickly, in the time available, we can quickly go through each of these components, each of these 11 topics, and do our swadhyaya based on this further. Now, as I said, so where to start working towards divinity is first avoiding anger, violence, and also fear. So 6 terms are given. So why so many terms? Because our life is not plain and simple. We have so many circumstances, so many situations, so many interactions, so many undercurrents, so many cross currents. So to address to all those, as many words are to be used initially, so that solution or kind of suggestions to each of the situation can be seen, so that initially we see a lot of terms connected to this first concept of avoiding anger, violence, and such forceful expression of oneself which might harm others. So the first quality is ahimsa. The commentary, or my explanation is based on the commentary of Shankaracharya, Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya, and so the verses are from Shri Krishna and the exposition is based on Acharya Shankara. And so in this way, I'm just showing the or bringing your attention towards our ancient knowledge only. I'm contributing nothing new in this. So the first one is ahimsa. Here he says that ahimsanam praninam pidavarjanam, abstaining from physically and verbally harming fellow beings. So that is the first quality. And then the second aspect we see is adrohaha, parajighamsa bhavaha, absence of desire in mind to harm others. So ahimsa and adroha are a pair. So where we see ahimsa is verbally and physically, going by the context, we see the meaning of ahimsa in this manner. So ahimsa is verbally and physically harming fellow beings. So that is, himsa is verbally and physically harming fellow beings, and abstaining from that is ahimsa. And adroha is jighamsa abhavaha, means desire. Desire is a quality of the mind. So a quality to harm others is droha, and adroha is its opposite. So by the pair of terms ahimsa and adroha, avoidance of himsa verbally, physically, and mentally. So all these 3 are addressed, and these which arise out of one's own volition, one's own effort. So towards that, ahimsa and adroha are mentioned. Sometimes the himsa bhavana and droha bhavana might be shown in us because of certain situation. So towards that, Krishna says to rule that out also. See, on my own I did nothing. On my own I did not hate anyone, or on my own I did not harm anyone physically or verbally. The situation led to that. So one might look out for such excuses to rule that also. Rule that out also. Gradually Krishna presents akrodhaha, the third term here, paraihi akrustasya abhihatasya va praptasya krodhasya upashamanam, ability to control the rage due to provocation by others verbally and physically. Krodha is rage to abuse others verbally and physically because someone provoked, because someone instigated it. So that is krodha. Avoiding that is akrodha. And another quality that we see in the same way is kshama. Kshama is akrustasya taditasya va antar vikriya anutpattihi, non arousal of rage or any negative tendency in the mind, even when abused by others verbally or physically. So the first pair, ahimsa, adroha, is bringing in or avoiding anger and violence verbally, physically, and mentally on one's own. And even on being provoked, avoiding anger and violence through all the three karanas, kayena, vacha, manasa. So that is akrodha and kshama. That is addressed by these two. And when we gradually cultivate these qualities, I know that these cannot be cultivated in on merely hearing this. So it has to come gradually. When a yogi gradually, when a practitioner or when a person who is desirous of bringing in this transformation in himself gradually works, what is achieved is mruduta, mardavam, soft nature. The soft nature. By merely seeing certain persons, we feel our anger, our imbalances in the mind, they settle down. We see in the we see there is a book by Paul Brunton on Ramana Maharshi, where he comes with n number of questions in mind, and then when he comes in the presence of Ramana Maharshi, all the questions, they simply vanish away. They get dissolved, because that is Mardava, Mruduta, softness. How is it achieved? Through ahimsa, adroha, akrodha, and kshama. Gradually one reaches that stage. Now, when we speak of all these qualities, the balancing act is given in the sixth quality, where Krishna says abhayam. How has it been interpreted by Shankaracharya? Acharya says abhiruta. So there are so many interpretations to the term abhayam, that is granting fearlessness to the one who seeks. All those, that is, Rama gave abhaya to Vibhishana in so many, and Rama gave abhaya to so many other devotees of him. It is not in that sense the word abhayam is used here according to Acharya Shankara. Acharya Shankara says abhiruta, non-fearing in nature. I don't hurt others. I don't hurt or harm others physically, verbally, or mentally, not out of the fear of backlash, not out of the fear that in the sense that it is not out of fearing that I want to turn into some noble, or it's not running away. So the point is, I want to transform, because that's why I have that is the real purpose of human life. With that understanding, all these qualities are to be nurtured, but it is not a path of escape from the day-to-day transaction. One should never fear. So fearlessness should be there, but at the same time, these qualities. So when we say Mardavam, it is not timidity. Mardavam does not mean timidity. That's why it has to be seen in comparison with Abhayam. Whatever has to be done to preserve oneself. It is not that then one should terrorize others. It is a balancing terminology which has been given here by Krishna, that whatever has to be done to preserve oneself, that needs to be done. So in that sense, there is no need for fear. But whereas one should also cultivate these qualities of ahimsa, adroha, akrodha, kshama, and mardavam. So that's why even Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Deva, he says hiss and don't bite principle. So a snake used to harm many people. So a monk says, oh snake, don't bite. Because of the words from the monk, the snake stops biting anyone, and then people start harming the snake, that, oh, this snake will not bite henceforth, so let us hit it. Or the children started taking the snake and then whirling it, throwing it, and the next time when the monk came, the snake was in a very piteous condition. Then the monk says, oh, Sarparaja, I told you not to bite people, harm people, but I never prohibited you from hissing, so that you can preserve yourself. So it is like walking on the razor edge. That's how the worldly life is described by our Upanishad. Kshurasya dhara nishita duratyaya durgam pathastat kavayo vadanti. It is like walking on the razor's edge. So we have to balance everything. We have to work towards a higher goal, but at the same time we have to manage this worldly transaction also, we have to preserve ourselves. We have to preserve ourselves so that we can live. We have to preserve ourselves so that we can live, see the other day, and work towards nobler virtues. So hence we see these are a very compact and complete set and not a lopsided. This is not, there is a charge against or by certain thinkers or certain scholars who say that the Hindu dharma, Hindu philosophy, the Sanatana dharma always prescribes otherworldly virtues and it is not connected to this world. So Aurobindo and other great scholars, they have written books on this. They say how the teachings that we see in the Bhagavadgita, the Upanishads, the Vedas are very practical and they are applicable to every transaction in life. So while Krishna says avoid anger and violence, he never says don't, or he also supplies the term abhaya, where he says yes, cultivate, nurture these qualities while preserving yourself with fearlessness. So, and we see great sages even in our contemporary, or just before our contemporary era, like Swami Vivekananda, who also, for him, he says, what is the one word that inspires you from the Upanishad? Vivekananda says, abhihi, fearlessness. So that is the one word that inspires me, Vivekananda says. So in that way, with fearlessness, with this abhaya guna as the substratum, we have to gradually work towards all the higher qualities. Then after that, we see, so first, we saw all that is connected to krodha, anger. Then comes the set on kama. So in the path of working towards divinity, the first quality that we need to work on is, or the first thing or first enemy that we need to tackle is krodha, which has been elaborated in 6 terms, and then Krishna comes to kama. So that's why in other portion of Bhagavad Gita, we see he clearly identifies these two things. Kama yesha krodha yesha rajoguna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidhi yenam iha vairinam. The one enemy, the predominant enemy that one has to tackle or manage is krodha. And after that comes kama. So again, 4 virtues that help us transcend this kama. And again, in a very practical manner, as we have seen in the context of krodha, we see the first quality in this set is damaha, bahya karananam upashamaha. That is avoiding too much indulgence in the sensory pleasures. So there needs to be a balance. The Shastras always say, ati sarvatra varjaye. Avoid extremities, avoid eccentricities. Kautilya in Arthashastra says, dharma virodhena kamam seveta na nissukha syat. Don't deny comfort or happiness to yourself, but do it without opposing, or do it in the way acceptable according to dharma. So never ever happiness is denied, but eccentricity or excess is what is to be avoided, and gradually it has to be transcended. So damaha is control of the sensory urges. Then shantihi is another quality where he says antahkaranasya upashamaha, control of the mind. So damaha is bahya karana upashamaha, shantihi is antahkarana upashamaha, control of the mind. Okay, so control of the senses and control of the mind. Again, too much of indulgence, again too much of encouraging the mind in an outwardly subjects. So that is the control of mind. So which is spoken by the term shantihi and damaha. Now these seem to be the prescriptions for a monk, for a person who has renounced. No, this is very much for each and every one of us. We know in our office situation or in home situation, when we are obsessed mentally on any particular thing, it stresses us out and then we lose sleep, and stress causes various disturbances, imbalances, diseases. We know adhi creates to vyadhi. So damaha and shantihi is again not otherworldly is applicable to each and every one of us. So these are the qualities we see as divine qualities, or qualities that will lead us to divinity. But even for our normal human life, these qualities seem to be very essential, though not in the fullest meaning of it, but to an extent of it. We require damaha and shanti, control of the mind and control of the senses. So how to do this? How to practically start it? This looks good to hear, but how to practically start it? Even for that, our Shastras have given very practical steps. Nothing is abstract and nothing is impracticable in our Shastras. Everything has a way out. So in Ayurveda, there is a dinacharya, there is a prescription, ideal prescription of activities to be done from dawn to dusk. In the same way, in our Smriti Granthas like Yajnavalkya Smriti and other Smritis, we have a clear prescription as to what to be done. All this is especially for a grihastha, for a householder who is very much in this world, who is very much involved in day-to-day transactions and activities. So our Dharma Shastras like Yajnavalkya Smriti prescribe a beautiful, well-balanced dinacharya, daily schedule. Ayurveda literature, in the context of Swastha Vritta, it prescribes a very well-balanced daily routine. And even in Yoga Shastra, we see how should a yogi, all of us, most of us who are connected to Krishna are connected to yoga also. So in Yoga Shastra, in texts like Hatha Yoga Pradipika and their commentaries, we see a prescription for a yoga practitioner dawn to dusk, how he should balance his life with various activities. So simply, if we follow those practical inputs, waking up in the Brahma Muhurta, sleeping at least for 6 hours, and then eating light at night, and then aligning our life with the movement of the sun. So all these are the basic practical scheduling of life, the wisdom of which has been left to us or given to us, but we are not opening those books and seeing. In Ashtanga Hridaya, in Yajnavalkya Smriti, in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, all these practical dinacharya inputs are there. So when we follow those, then naturally the senses will not be out of control. When the senses are within the particular guidelines given by Shastra, the mind will also be within. So the running without will be controlled when we follow a systematic dinacharya that is prescribed in our Shastras. So again, these are very practical and direct steps which can be incorporated in our life. So dinacharya is the way to control the mind. Dinacharya is the way to control our senses or regulate our senses so that we reach our goals. So more should be studied about dinacharya. And then again, by Dhamma and Shama, when we have reached a good level or balance in Dhamma and Shama, what do we achieve, or what is the next milestone that we slowly move towards? How do we ensure that we are in the path of Dhamma and Shanti? Aloluptvam indriyanam vishaya sannidhau avikriya. Even when distracting things are around, a person who is going by a beautifully balanced daily routine, he will not be unnecessarily distracted. So that is aloluptvam. Even in the, so though all the sense organs are drawn towards their respective objects, but whereas when the life is beautifully regulated by a very good dinacharya, then there will naturally be no lolupata, no running behind the objects of the senses. And I feel these are very practical teachings which are to be inculcated in children, so that later in their lives, when they are on their own, so when the parents are around, the parents always are around to help them. But when the children, when they grow up and then they are on their own, so these are beautiful gifts that we can give to children so that they lead a very systematic life and raise to higher dimensions of consciousness. And then the fourth point in this section is very interesting, where we see Krishna says achapalam. Okay, The achapalam term is described as asati prayojane vak panipada padadinam avyaparayitrutvam, unnecessarily not speaking, moving hands, etc. So vak pan, not shaking the leg, not shaking the hands, and not even uttering words, then not necessary. So probably this is another starting point. So how to work towards Dama, Shama and Alolutva? First, we have to just become aware or conscious in that very, in this very moment. Many of you may be sitting in various parts of the world. Just check yourself. Are you moving your legs? Are you moving your hands without, or is it low chapalam or achapalam? Just one can become aware. When one becomes aware of oneself, this chapalam will reduce. So then we will again, we can go, that may be a starting point. So that may be an immediate workable activity in this second division of overcoming karma. So to overcome desire, greed, etc., what will be the starting point? Are we unnecessarily moving our legs, feet, and also our organ of speech? So becoming just mindful of that. So that is the starting point, and gradually from that the other qualities can also be cultivated. So this is under the control of senses category. So kama, krodha, etc. we saw, and then so I feel the time, looking into the time, I'm just presenting or briefly presenting the next concepts. So far under kama and krodha, we saw what in Yoga Shastra is called as yama. What is yama? Yama is himsadibhyaha nishiddha karmabhyaha yoginam yamayanti iti yamaha. So those activities which are to be mindfully avoided, those harmful tendencies which are to be mindfully avoided, they are called as yamas according to the commentators' inputs in Yoga Sutra. That is yamas, and niyamas are positively, proactively cultivating certain qualities. So if yamas speak about what to avoid, niyamas in Yoga Sutra, we see they speak about what to actively cultivate. So these, the next points that I'm going to speak about are to be seen in that light. So thus far we have seen yamas, now niyamas. So arjavam, straightforwardness, and even physically also. So being straightforward in one's forthright, being forthright. So that is quality that needs to be cultivated, and straightforwardness can start from being physically straightforward. Samam kaya shiro grivam, from that comes the arjavam. And then satyam, apriya anrita varjitam yatha bhutartha vachanam, fact that is devoid of harshness and falsehood. Priyam manoharicha durlabham vachaha. That is very difficult to achieve this combination of speaking which is beneficial, speaking which is factual, but without harshness and without falsehood. And the third quality, third niyama that needs to be cultivated is apaishunam. This is a very very important quality. Apaishunam, parasmai pararandhra prakatikaranam paishunam tad abhavaha apaishunam. Not pointing out flaws in others in front of a third person. If we see a flaw in a person with whom we are interacting, we have to bring in this arjavam, straightforward, and point out to him. If we are gossiping it to another person about this person's lacuna, randhra, the limitations, then it is paishunam. So this has to be avoided, and this quality of not speaking ill of others in some other's presence, so that is apaishunam. And then hri, another quality, it's very important quality, lajja, that is a sense of shame that should be there. Whenever there is a tendency in human mind to go against the moral, ethical ways of living, there should be a sense of shame. So I should be ashamed of myself if I am harming others, if I am gossiping, if I am not doing anything in the path of goodness. So that sense of shame is necessary. Krishna says, Hri. And also, sense of this term lajja also has another connotation, inadequacy. That is, whatever things which I am doing, I should feel that I should do more. Whatever thing I am doing in the right direction, I should feel I should do more. So that's why in Taittiriya Upanishad we see Shraddhaya Deyam, Ashraddhaya Deyam, Shriya Deyam, Hriya Deyam. So one should give. So so while giving or sharing one's wealth with others or helping others, how should we help others? The Upanishad say, Kriya Deyam, while helping others, do it with a sense of inadequacy. That, oh, I'm able to help this person. Don't get arrogant in that, yes, it is because of my help, this person has achieved such and such a happiness and well-being. No. Upanishad says, oh, I could have given more. I could have helped more. So that kind of a hri, that sense of inadequacy and that sense of shame to avoid the negative tendency or going into negative tendencies, all those beautiful shades of meanings are brought about by the term hrihi, lajja. So that is another niyama that has to be cultivated, proactively cultivated in oneself. Then we have seen dhanam. Krishna says dhanam, which is again care for people around. And then yajna. Yajna is a very deep concept for which it will take a lot of time to explain. In essence, yajna speaks about maintaining the balance with all layers of the cosmos. And it has various connotations. Bhuta yajna, Manushya yajna, Deva yajna, Pitri yajna, Brahma yajna. So all these levels to all the components of the cosmos, we are connected. We are not isolated islands. We are part of this cosmos. We are connected to this great continent, which is the cosmos. And in what way we have to interact with the cosmos, that is brought out by yajna. And also the attitude of idam namama, sharing without any expectation. That is also the attitude of yajna, which needs to be cultivated in each and every person aspiring that divinity. And these are the essential lessons that are to be given to the children also. And finally, bhuteshu daya, kripa bhuteshu dukhiteshu, compassion in those with suffering. So we see in the story of Rantideva, where he does great tapas. And all the gods in the Puranas, we see this story, all the gods are assembled and ready to bless him with all that he requires, all well-being that he requires. But Rantideva, the great king, the great tapasvi, he says, Natvaham kamaye rajyam, na swargam, na apunarbhavam, kamaye dukkhataptanam praninam artinashanam. Rantideva says, these are golden words in our Puranas. Wonderful words. He says, Natvaham kamaye rajyam. I do not want kingdom, na swargam, nor heaven, na apunarbhavam, nor the immortal state of being liberated. What do I seek? Kamaye dukkhataptanam praninam artinashanam. All that I desire is that I see many suffering beings, fellow beings around me. I want their sufferings mitigated. So this sense of compassion, that is a divine quality, that not ruthlessness. Ruthlessly we in these competitive world that we see around, it is ruthless competitiveness. How do I push ahead and reach my goals? No, that is not a divine quality. Whereas compassion is a divine quality. And even while doing dana and yajna, compassion should be the driving force. I may donate so much and then I tom-tom my donations, or I may do a elaborate ritual forgetting the real purpose of the ritual. Both danam, both yajnam are done or should be done on the basis of daya, compassion for all the beings around. So all these are niyamas. And then we are quickly moving to the next one. Furthermore qualities that are to be cultivated. Shaucham is internal and external cleansing. External cleansing is everyone is aware of this principle. I need not elaborate on this in the period of Corona because everyone is cleansing, obsessively cleansing with the sanitizing liquid, soaps, hand wash, whatnot. So Shaucham is not a concept to be elaborated in these times. And then internal Shaucham, internal purity is also equally important. Acharya says, Dvividham Shaucham, two types, both external and internal. In Yoga Sutra, we see Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. All these are the qualities. Friendliness, compassion. All these are the qualities which ensure internal cleansing, and the same internal cleansing, to emphasize the importance of internal cleansing over external cleansing. Again, Sattva Samshuddhi, the term is repeated to emphasize the paramount nature of internal cleansing over external cleansing. So Sattva Samshuddhi, and also it also the Acharya's commentary says Antahkaranasya Shuddhi Samvyavahareshu Paravanchana Mayadi Parivarjanam. That is purity in transactions. So we transact with people. So Sattva Samshuddhi has a very important connotation given by Acharya here. He says, sorry, purity in transaction. Samvyavahareshu Paravanchana Mayadi Varjanam. That is, we have to, with an open heart, we have to interact with people. We should not have something in the mind and speak something else. That is, Manasyekam, Vachasyekam, Karmanyekam, Mahatmanam. What is thought is spoken. What is spoken is done. There should be a connection, a straightforward connection between all these three. I think something else, I speak something else, and then do entirely something different. No, that is not to be done. So this alignment of speech, thought and action should be there, and that is Sattva Samshuddhi. Kautilya again in his Arthashastra says, Yaha Artha Shuchihi Saha Shuchihi, means transaction normally is used in terms of money. So Arthashastra, in Kautilya Arthashastra, he says the one who is clean with monetary transaction can be considered as really true or pure. So in this way, beginning with financial transaction, purity should be brought in. So that is conveyed by the term Sattva Samshuddhi and Shaucham. Again, qualities to be cultivated. And in the course of, I will take another 5 to 7 minutes to wrap up with all your permission, whatever I wanted to convey in just 5 to 7 minutes. So in the process of cultivating all these qualities, Krishna is very well aware that, so these are very great qualities, it seems to be a very high ask. So in this process, sometimes there will be success and sometimes there will be failure. If there is success, then how to, or in moving in this direction, if we make some headway, then what should be the attitude that we have to develop? And in this path of cultivating these qualities, if there is failure, how we have to hold ourselves together? So there needs to be some kind of a scaffolding which will support us in this path of developing the divinity in us. For that, Krishna has given us two qualities, that is Dhritihi, Dehendriyeshu avasadam prapteshu tasya pratishedhakaha antahkarana vritti visheshaha yena uttambhitani karanani dehascha na avasidanti. Strength of the mind. So Dhriti refers to courage. So I try to practice ahimsa, I try to practice akrodha, I try to practice satya. Sometimes there will be tempting, or sometimes I will be hurt, injured. So in spite of that, so should I let it go? Should I turn back to the old ways? Should I go along the stream? No. Here Krishna says, Dhriti, have that courage. Kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanam aikshata. It's only a courageous person who can fight against and go against the current. It is very easy to go along the current. So that taking the failure in a stride and having that strength of mind to again and again try and succeed. Even Swami Vivekananda says, Try for 1,000 times. It's only by failing 1,000 times a good personality, a noble personality can be structured. So there is nothing wrong in failing in developing these attitudes, but it is wrong to let go that dhairya, let go that courage. So dhriti is very important in this process. And then the next quality again which balances this. Sometimes yes, I make some headway, some progress I make in these qualities, then immediately what will come? Pride, arrogance. So even the greatest bhaktas like Arjuna, like Rukmini, like Hanuman, they, and even Garuda, we see so many stories in the Puranas how Narada, in so many occasions, they think that they have made great strides, and that Atimanita means, oh yes, I have achieved, I am in a great position now, I am better than others, I am superior, I am divine, I am noble, I am pious. So all these notions of arrogance sometimes comes even in the path of spirituality. That is very unfortunate. So that Atimanita, absence of excess self-pride, not only in worldly things, even in the path of spirituality, that is essential. So not losing heart in face of failure, dhriti, not having an inflated notion about one's success, that is natimanita. Both are essential to balance. The same way we see the same treatment for yama and niyama given in Yoga Sutra also by two balancing techniques, Pratipaksha Bhavana and Mahavrata. In the same way we see dhriti and natimanita here. And then finally we see tapas. Tapas, again, it needs a lot of elaboration. One can see in the 18th chapter, that is disciplining the way in which one speaks, disciplining physical activities, and disciplining the mental activities. So though in the previous slides we saw, we analyzed it from the point of view of yama and niyama. So refining the body, refining the mind, and refining the speech. The same principles are emphasized here, but from the three karana perspective, it is given here. In the previous thing, we can take it as being mentioned in the Yamaniyama perspective. Here it is the Trikarana perspective to the same noble virtues. And then whatever be the perspective, whether we see these teachings from the Yamaniyama perspective or the three Karana perspective of refining the body, mind, or the senses, to all these perspectives, what is important is learning. So we should keep learning. We should not stagnate. Swadhyaya Rigvedadhyadhyayanam, study of elevating literature. That is again a noble quality. That is a divine quality. Krishna says, Sushtu Avritya Adhyayanam. So that is Adhyayanam, studying well and repeating noble things that we have learned. Avritti is also important. So it is not learning and then letting it go. Avritti should also be done. In relation to Shastras, they say Adhamam Dashachintanam. That is, whatever we have learned, whatever good things, even one principle that we have learned, we have to keep repeating in our mind. Avritti is also. Sushtu, learning it well is important, and repeating it is also important. So that is Swadhyaya, and a lot of importance to Swadhyaya is given in our Shastras. And it is not only about the moksha that we need to learn, even about dharma, artha, kama, moksha we need to learn. Yajnavalkya Smriti speaks about that. Every day we should learn something about dharma, artha, kama. So, and also moksha. So only learning will help us lead our life towards all these four goals equally. And then another virtue is brilliance. So learning and becoming brilliant in whatever we do. So applying the learning in a very insightful manner leads us to brilliance. So proficiency, skill, confidence, all these are conveyed by the term teja. Insightfully, Acharya Shankara says, tejaha pragalbhyam na tvagata deeptihi. Teja does not mean shine in the skin. Is tvagata deeptihi na. Tejaha means brilliance, excellence, proficiency, skill, and confidence. Krishna says, Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Even Krishna himself, whatever he did there was a hint of brilliance. There is a charisma around Krishna. So we see that. So in the 64 art forms, he learnt in 64 days when he went to Sandipani Gurukula. Then we see in various occasions in Mahabharata that how brilliantly he presented a counter move. Strategically, he countered every move of Shakuni. In case of disarming Karna, weakening Duryodhana, saving Arjuna in various contexts, the brilliant, subtle moves that saved the day for the Pandavas. So all that comes out of supreme confidence and supreme control over life, and that is what we call it as Tejas, and that also should be cultivated. How do we cultivate that? Systematic practice, repeated practice. That is, learning promotes natural talent. That is one of the beautiful quotes. I don't remember the source. So learning, when Swadhyaya is done well, that naturally converts into Tejas. So Brahma Tejas. If learning is proper, learning is systematic, then that naturally converts into Tejas. And then so many qualities we have spoken about in the relative realm. Towards the absolute realm, Tyagaha. Tyaga is a very important renunciation, letting things go after a particular stage in life. So how long should we hold on to so many things around us? So letting things go, Tyagaha, is a very essential quality that we need to cultivate towards that divinity. Krishna himself says, Name parthasti kartavyam trishulokeshu kinchana. I don't have any attachment or bondage or responsibilities, but still I do my responsibilities with a sense of detachment, and also I have a responsibility to fill in, or I am seen as a role model, so I have to do my actions. There are beautiful references in Bhagavadgita, in the Bhagavata Purana. I would like to quote, I know I'm running short of time, but I would like to quote this, how Krishna described himself as a renunciate when he is conversing in a jovial mood with Rukmini in Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, Nishkinchana Vayam. We are penniless people. But he refers to himself, oh dear Rukmini, I am a penniless person. Shashvan Nishkinchana Janapriyaha. And who love me? Those people who are penniless, means the monks who have renounced. So I myself, I have no attachment and I am penniless, and I am loved by people who themselves are penniless. Tasmat prayena nahi adhyaha mam bhajanti sumadhyame. So rich people do not come to me. Adhyaha mam na bhajanti. Only penniless people, that is the renunciates, monks, come to me because I myself am penniless. And he also says, Udasina vayam nunam nastrya stri apatyartha kamukaha atma labdhya asmahe purnaha. So he himself, Krishna, even amidst his Dwaraka, his glorious palace, what is his internal swabhava? He says, Atma labdhya asmahe purnaha. By the attainment of self, I feel a sense of fulfillment in my mind. So all that comes about by Tyaga, Nishkinchanatva, Atmalabha, all these qualities are to be cultivated. And then, so this is a very important quality, again a divine quality. And finally, this is the last quality, last but not the least, that is Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi. Jnanam Shastrataha Acharyatascha Atmadi Padarthanam Avagamaha Avagathanam Indriyadyupasamharena Ekagrataya Swatma Samvedyata Padanam Yogaha Tayoho Jnana Yoga Yogo Vyavasthitihi. Jnana refers to knowing about the true nature of self, and yoga is systematically putting into practice what has been learnt from the teacher. So yoga is practicing, and jnana is understanding the reality about our true nature. I am not the body, I am not the sense, I am not the objects of the senses, I am pure consciousness. That is jnana, and meticulously and systematically working towards that is yoga, and being established in such jnana and yoga is the ultimate quality. So all the previous qualities which has been stated are to be or for this. This is the grand culmination. So Acharya Shankara himself says, so which I am giving here in big letters, this is from the commentary, Yesha Pradhana Daivi Satviki Sampat. So this is the important spiritual quality or the quality that makes a person divine. So towards this, all other qualities are there, and this has to be reached through all other earlier stated attributes. So and the skipping one slide. Now, one question that I think will come to everyone's mind is this utopian? Is this practical at all? This question will come right from the Vedic times. We see Yajnavalkya, Janaka, Nachiketas, Gargi, Maitreyi. In the Itihasas, we see Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, Draupadi. In the Puranas, we see Prahlada, Harishchandra, Rantideva, Dhruva, Shuka. In recorded history, we see Alvars and Nayanmars, Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhva, Meera, Andal, Chaitanya, Vedanta Deshika. All these are revered, respected, worshipped personalities. They are divine in the nature. They have practiced all these things and they establish that these are practicable. When these can do, we are their own santanas. We have come in their lines. Their blood runs through us. Then why not us? We certainly can do that. And these personalities who are mentioned earlier, they may possess all those qualities, but Bharat is such a country where even expression of one good quality will make a person divine, will make a person be worshipped in temples. I'll just briefly mention one anecdote from a stone edict, from an epigraphical evidence from 13th century, which speaks about a Perunkarunai Nachiyar. She is worshipped just for one divine quality that she practiced, that is her devotion to her responsibilities, kartavya, buddhi. So she was a village head, sarpanch, panchayat head in that village in Tellaru, in Tamil Nadu. So people complained to her that a man is troubling women who are going to the pond to fetch water. After being due to the influence of alcohol, this person, a man, is harming or troubling women of the village. They complained to this lady Perunkarunai Nachiyar, who was the sarpanch of the village. This is from 13th century. So then she immediately pronounces a punishment that this person who is troubling should clean the Shiva temple and then light lamp in the evening in the temple everywhere. So cleaning the temple and lighting the lamp is the punishment for a couple of months. That is the punishment for that person. Next day, from when this punishment has to be that is to be practiced or put into practice, this lady who herself gave the verdict, she is doing it. Then people ask, why are you doing this? She says that it is my husband who was troubling the women. So as a panchayat head, I pronounced the judgment yesterday without considering who the wrongdoer was. And today I am executing this punishment, in the sense, in the place of my husband, I am cleaning this place because of my patni dharma. So because of my village president dharma, I gave the justice yesterday, and as a patni dharma, today I am cleaning. So this is from the 13th century. And for that lady, for such a wonderful person, so they called her henceforth. Though her name was Perunkarunai Nachiyar, she was called as Kudikurai Tirtha Nachiyar, the one who solved, or the one who amicably or in a just manner, who dispensed justice to the subjects. And they established a statue of her in this temple, and in that temple even today she is worshipped. So if not even all these great qualities like Yajnavalkya, Janaka, Nachiketas, etc., we may not be able to practice. Even one quality we take up and live like Perunkarunai Nachiyar. So, and we will be celebrated, glorified in this culture as divinities. So such is the nature, such is the beauty of our Sanatana Dharma. Even one small quality for which if people live, they are raised to the level of divinity then and there. It is not after this birth a person becomes divine. In this very birth, people are there to celebrate divinity, nobility, and the path of dharma. So the last bit of information that I would like to share and end my words is this is from the monk who sold his Ferrari. So far we have spoken about Bhagavad-gita. Now let us come into a few words from the monk who sold his Ferrari by Robin Sharma. This was again inspired by the Vedic and Vedantic yogic teachings. He says, saying that you don't have time to improve your life is like saying that I don't have time to stop for gas, which means petrol or diesel, because you are too busy driving. So cultivating divine qualities is such a to be considered in such a manner. All lasting changes need time and effort. Persistence is mother of personal change. So everything should be seen in the light of gradually cultivating these qualities that is spoken by Krishna. When you insert any activity in your routine, by doing it in the same way and at the same time every day, it quickly grows into a habit. Be it abhayam, sattva samshuddhi, jnana yoga vyavasthiti, dhanam, dhamma, yajna, whatever be the quality, one quality we can choose and gradually insert them into the routine. So finally, all these qualities can be seen as ABCD. Again, to remember it as a sutra. This is the era of Twitter and sutras. So ABCD and LRS. With these, we can bring in all the teachings that we see. There are 2 A's, avoiding anger and attitude of the mind. 1 B, brilliance and excellence. 4 C's, control of the mind and senses. Conduct, ethical and moral. Care for the society, and cleansing and purification. 1 D, that is disciplining oneself. L is learning. R is renunciation, and S is spirituality. So remember this, A, B, C, D and LRS is what we have spoken in this hour and a half. And with this, I conclude my words. I know I'm sorry I have exceeded my time, but I thought I should bring it to a logical conclusion. And I thank Adhyatma Yoga and also Advaita Academy for the opportunity. And if there are any questions, we'd be happy to address.
Namaste, and we still are in the mood of listening, not asking. So even if you continue for a few more, not just minutes, but hours, we're all tuned to hear. That's what I'm seeing with all the participants who have not just left the webinar, who are all continuously in the flow of your teaching and they are listening. And even amongst people who have been watching this through the YouTube and Facebook channels also, there seems to be a great Shraddha which has been developed. And rightly as Sri Hanumantarao-ji, who is a very learned scholar of the Yoga Shastras, a senior most life worker at the Vivekananda Kendra Kanyakumari, who taught us all yoga, has commented in the YouTube page that it's a jnana pravaham, flow of knowledge, soothing and elevating. And Sri Ramuji, a very senior, again, Vedanta sadhaka, who is very regularly attending all our sessions, has become part of our family right from the Indica Yoga Global Yoga Festival to now the Yoga Global Festival of Divinity has brought out, all are interlinked, and therefore take up anything and the rest will follow. And Sri Avinashi, who has been regularly attending the sessions, have also brought in wonderful, excellent experience of all this that he had been getting, summarizing the whole thing. And what is more, which is impressive, is a wonderful flow of thoughts which you arranged, not just the way of the shlokas, how they are as such, but you could bring it all in the excellent way of bringing it in an academic way. And also the final, the sutras, the formula, that ABCD, LRS, that formula makes us very easy to remember as well. And that way it is going to be furthermore a easy thing for all of us to recollect and apply that very much in our life. That is more important. And definitely I'm sure that all the devotees who have listened to all this are going to take it into their practice and bringing it to their life as they apply. With this, once again, on behalf of Adhyatma Yoga and Advaita Academy and all of us who are part of this, I thank wholeheartedly Dr. Jayaraman ji. Also acknowledge the presence of various friends, scholars who are part of this today. Dr. Vinay Chandra, who is a very strong supporter of all the activities that we are doing. And in fact, the initial days when we conceived this idea, his contribution is tremendous. And he is also present with us today. He has been busy with other works today. He has been present with us. I thank Dr. Vinay Chandra to be a part of session today. I thank Vaishnavi Anand and the family of Anand and Hiranmayi and Siddhant, who gave a beautiful devotional Carnatic concert in the beginning to start with. And also many learned scholars who have been attending this session today, many yoga masters, Sri Prasadji from Lanka and Suma Nagesh and various people who have been attending, especially our beloved Hanuji from Kanyakumari, who is attending and encouraging all the sessions. And all our senior faculty members and others from Prashanti Kutiram from Vyasa. Before I conclude, I would like to say the Abhayam, which Sri Jayaramanji pointed out, which is one of the most important value in the Gita, and as well as the Ramayana, that Sri Rama also says, Abhayam sarva bhudebhyaha dadam yetattu vratam mama. So when we started this organization, we started as a twin organization with Adhyatma Bharatam, for all the nationalistic work, the seva activities that we do, the spiritual pilgrimage that we do, then Adhyatma Yoga for the yoga and the spiritual activities. So both put together, the acronym comes as Abhaya, Adhyatma Bharatam, Adhyatma Yoga. So that's what both Krishna has spoken about Abhaya and Rama has spoken about Abhaya. So what more than that, Rama and Krishna coming together. And that's how we developed this theme of this organization itself as Adhyatma Bharatam, Adhyatma Yoga, both coming together as Abhayam. So with this message of Abhaya for today, we move on to announce the program for tomorrow, which is going to be a wonderful session by Sri Gauranga Das Prabhu, who is the director of Govardhan Eco Village at Maharashtra. He is a co-president of ISKCON at Chaupati, Mumbai, a very learned scholar, a wonderful devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, and who has been regularly speaking on all television channels and social media. His Yoga Katha is very popular. And so tomorrow he is going to grace the occasion, speaking on Krishna consciousness as a supreme yoga from the teachings of Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada. We're going to have Sri Gauranga Das Prabhu, who is going to present to us. This will be preceded by a group of devotees leading the Kirtan, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra Kirtan from the Govardhan Eco Village on the part of the Krishna Kala series, what we are having. Tomorrow we'll be having Hare Krishna Mahamantra Kirtan, followed by Gauranga Das Prabhu to lead us in the session. So don't miss it. It's a very rare opportunity for all of us to listen to him. And I invite all of you to join. And yesterday we had, for the past 2-3 days, because of the Zoom change in the Zoom platform, we had more participants. I believe that was easy for all of them to share in the WhatsApp and join. So now we are following the same old webinar thing. So you will all be receiving the emails with the links. So please do join in the email, the links which is being sent to you all, so that we will be able to benefit more and more. And please do share to more people. As I repeatedly say, in Tamil we say, Yam petra inbam peragayu vayyagam. Let the pleasure what I have got, the joy what I have got, let everybody get this is our prayer. So please do share to more people, and more people benefit out of this. And once again, I thank Dr. Jayaraman, Vaishnavi Anand, and all for joining us for the session today. And now we move on to the last part of the thing, the Utsava Gita, which is again composed by Sri Jayaraman ji. And when even though we are a little delayed, because of my over speaking, it's not because of the speakers, it's because of my over speaking. And I know that I should, that's also one of the values that we hear from the Gita, to reduce the talk, but I need to bring it into practice. So we conclude with the Utsava Gitam and meet you all tomorrow again.
जय यदुकुल तिलक भगवन् यमुना तीर वसुदेव सुत माधव मधुरमन स्वामिन् मामवदेव वर माधव मधुरमन स्वामिन् मामवदेव वर नन्दानन्दकर गोपी जनहृदयायतन जगदासुरमुख सुररिपुसूदन नागभोगनटन बहुधाराना प्रियकरण नागभोगनटन बहुधाराना प्रियकरण कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु हलधर वर सहज तरुण मुरलीधरण नट मल्लविमर्दन मातुल मथन मथुरानगरपते मायामोहं मम शमय मथुरानगरपते मायामोहं मम शमय रुक्मिण्यपहरणं समरे जाम्बवती वरणम् मणिवर समुदित भामाभरणं विरचितवन्तमहं वन्दे मोहनरूपधरम् विरचितवन्तमहं वन्दे मोहनरूपधरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वसनेन पार्थं गीतावचनेन परिपालितवान् योगिवरेण्यो धर्मग्लानिहर शाश्वत गोप्ता मनुजान धर्मग्लानिहर शाश्वत गोप्ता मनुजान तव लीला स्मरणं कृष्ण शोकमोहरणम् तवोपदेशाध्ययनाचरणं पुनरावृत्तिहरं लोके परमानन्दपदम् पुनरावृत्तिहरं लोके परमानन्दपदम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्
Radhe Krishna. See you all tomorrow with Sri Gauranga Das Prabhu.